The other day I was visiting my grandkids in Mississippi, and it was a warm day, so we were outside. They were playing with bubbles. And my granddaughter, who's 3, was carrying the bubbles herself because, you know, she's a big girl and she didn't want any help. And she had a full bottle of bubbles when she started out. And as she walked across the patio, she tripped, and I heard her. I wasn't looking at her, but I heard her trip and fall. And I looked, and that little bottle of bubbles was completely on its side, and the bubbles were pouring out. And I almost panicked because I didn't want her to lose all of her bubbles, and I'm her, grandfather. So I went to pick her up, but she wasn't panicked at all. And I noticed that her mother, who was standing there, also didn't seem like she was very worried. And so I reached down and helped him get the bubbles up. And Lily Page didn't cry. She didn't look upset. I was upset because I thought, my granddaughter just spilled all of her bubbles. I wonder how long it's going to take me to get to Walmart and get her some more and bring them back to her so that she can play. And then I realized the reason that she wasn't upset. And I realized the reason that her mother wasn't upset. Because when I looked back at her mom, she had brought out of the house a huge jar of bubbles, or bottle of bubbles. And must have been a gallon of those bubbles. And so my granddaughter watched her mom as she filled that bottle right back up, and she went right about her business. My wife and I were thinking about that later on, and how Lily Page, who can get to be quite the drama queen, wasn't anxious at all, because she knew there were plenty of bubbles, an abundance of bubbles, where the source of the first bubbles came from. And man, that's a good lesson for all of us. God is a God of abundance. He's not a God of scarcity. But when we lose something that's valuable to us, and we act as if that's all there is and there is no more, and the one who gave us that can't replace it, then that sort of demonstrates by our words and our actions that we believe in a God of scarcity and not a God of abundance. Faith would say, the Lord gave us those bubbles to begin with, and if He wants us to have more, He can replace it with more. And if not, then there must be a good reason. So the next time you're tempted to see God as a God of scarcity, remember, He is a God of abundance. He owns everything and is quite generous to His kids.